If women knew how fine a fur possums had, we would be overrun with mink. Possums have the most teeth of any mammal on the face of the earth.
They do?
Yeah, they have 57 teeth.
No shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Damn.
And they will smile at... Uh-oh, what's he doing? Possums also play dead. But the only other animal that does that is a hog-nosed snake.
Oh, I met one of them in the quarry on Kelly's Island.
There you go. And it uses that as a defense. And they'll lay there and smile at you with the 57 teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Then possums have a tail that they can use like another arm to hang from trees.
Tail. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I've seen them carry. I saw one going across my yard, and it was carrying a bunch of shit with its tail for its nest.
Yes.
Oh,
it carries leaves and
grass. Yeah.
You mean
also used, and it has 13 tits in a horseshoe shape. When a female possum has young, it has between 25 and 50 babies.
What?
Crawls from the uterus to the pouch, but only 13 will attach themselves.
The rest of them go?
The rest of them will fall off and die.
Aww.
Now, of those 13, only the strongest will survive. They will kick out the weak, and they will die. So only between 4 to 6 of them will crawl on the mother's back. To travel around, the mother will teach them how to survive.
One time when I worked at the golf course, it was cool. So she was running for her life from the boys, and she had all her little babies on her back. So I chased her with the mower under a pine tree because they pitchfork them.
Yeah. Well, that's not a nice thing to do. But they will take these young and they will teach them everything they know. And the reason I know possums can fly is because I've picked dead possums up on the floor on the road that were flat, porch lights that come on automatically, shining on my bird feeder. There was a possum on my bird feeder eating bird seed. So I ran in the house quick to take a picture, come back out, and it flew away before I got back.
How many teeth do you have? How many teeth do you have?
57.
57, okay. I found a jawbone the other day. I'm going to go home and count it because it might have been home.
Okay, might be.
Yeah. It was a pretty nasty looking bone, too, but whatever,
Anyway,
I'll photograph it.
Also, a possum can understand English and hates people that lie. Because I went coon hunting with a guy. He said, my dog ain't never treated a possum. Well, that's what he says. We're getting the dog out of the back of the truck. Well, sure enough, that dog takes off, starts treeing. We go up there, and there's a possum up in the tree. Well, the only thing I can figure is that possum hurt him. The dog had treed on trees, and there was nothing up there. But walking through the woods, I could hear something flying through the trees. But birds that fly at night have very fine feathers. Their feathers are very fine on the tips.
They make no noise?
They make
like
no
an
noise.
owl.
Yeah,
they don't want to hear their prey come in because they hunt at
But
night.
I could hear something flying through the trees, so it must have been a possum.
You wet your finger.
Only thing I can figure. And another thing, when the mother teaches the young to fly, she does it on a stormy, rainy night with a lot of lightning. Because the way I figure it, you see a flash of lightning, you never hear thunder go boom. You hear boom. What that is a whole family of possums breaking the sound barrier on their first flight. Now, it's got to be. Because another way I know this is because if you drive down the road, you'll see a sign plate. You'll never hit a possum, but you always see possums dead. Well, what I'm thinking happens is that when they're coming in for that landing for the first time, sometimes they'll hit a wind shear, and it'll blow them off to the side, and they'll hit these signs or mailboxes. You see one that's dented within a half a mile, you'll find a dead possum. It's guaranteed. I know this for a fact.
They do have pointy noses, too. That's probably what made the dent.
Well, that's for aerodynamics, when they hit the sound barrier. I mean, it helps tremendously. Another thing, you never see a possum in February because they migrate. They fly south. They molt. And those people call them armadillos. Did you tape all that?
I'm trying. Is that the end of the flying possum?
That's the end of the flying possum.
Good night, Irene.
For now.